Greetings, I am Rob Chapman from the band Dorje and from the guitar company Chapman Guitars, and today I'd like to talk to you about the 4 main areas that I think are important about an electric guitar string. It's probably the most overlooked area of the guitar ecosystem, and I think it would be kind of cool just to focus on some of the areas that I think are really important when it comes to choosing an electric guitar string. Number 1, consistency of feel. Now, what I've noticed over the years, I've been playing guitar for about 26 years now, is that sometimes you'll put on a set of strings and they'll feel sort of tactile, beautiful, lovely, silky smooth, everything's great. And then sometimes you might get a set, put them on from the same brand, and I've used lots of different brands of string, and the feel might be very slightly different, like there was an inconsistency in the manufacturing process, or something happened while they were being stored. You might feel some lumps and bumps or little tiny inconsistencies in the string. I don't like change. I want things to be exactly the same as they are, consistent, so that my hands and my playing part of my mind can get really used to a set of strings. So consistency of feel is absolutely key for me. And talking of consistency, also consistency of gauge, because I have noticed before strings that have very slightly, or it feels like, it may even be psychosomatic or just an odd thing, but they feel like the gauge isn't always consistent. Maybe you've had this exact same thought or feeling before, and if you have, please leave it in the comment section below. But I've always felt sometimes, some strings, the gauge is very slightly fluctuated. Number 2, tone. Now obviously tone is probably the most important thing, but I suppose I'll put it down in the second category, because if they don't feel good to play, you're not even going to care if the tone is great. So tone is at number 2, and obviously it's really, really key. The strings allow a great guitar sound. Now the problem here is that unless you've gone through lots of different brands and played for a long time, and also unless you're consistent with the gear that you use, so for example, there's no point jumping from one amp to the next and trying to work out the tone of your strings. It's never going to work. You need a consistent tone for many years, and also you need to know what it is you're looking for in a tone, because of course there is no holy grail tone, it's just the tone that you like. So it's important to me that an electric guitar allows a crisp, bright, clear tone. I don't want a dark, thick tone, because I'm playing an electric guitar, not a bass. I'm not playing a low range register instrument, although sometimes I do tune quite low. I'm looking for crisp, bright, mid-range, focused tone. Number 3, durability, because let's be honest, the electric guitar, the one thing that can let you down on stage is the strings. Nothing else realistically is going to break regularly. I mean, I have before put my guitar on the stage in the middle of a set and done dirty things to it and broken off a knob or a switch, much to my tech Pablo's chagrin. But the strings, you break one, if you've got a Floyd, you've got problems. You know, I've seen some fantastic string changes in my time. Probably the 2 that I thought were the best ever were the one that B.B. King, there's a video on YouTube of B.B. King changing a string. He's just singing while he's doing it. It just looks like the easiest thing in the world to him. And I think Stevie Ray Vaughan has a fantastic string changer on YouTube. Check it out. But yeah, who wants to change strings in the middle of a set, or you've got to bother taking it off to get another guitar from your tech? You want a string to last. And so durability of break is really important. And also I noticed that some brands have a tendency to break here, some brands have a tendency to break here, and it depends really on the way that they are manufactured. But with regards to durability, there's also how long are they going to last in the elements, and what are the elements? So for example, do you sweat a lot or do you not sweat? I don't really sweat through my hands, they're kind of quite dry, a little bit oily. Very good for guitar strings. If you want great strings, let me touch them with my hand and they'll be improved for you. But I have known people in the past who played strings on my guitar and then they hand it back and they might as well just have been corroded immediately. They have acidic sweat, or they sweat a lot and it's just done nasty things to the strings. Some brands deal with that better than others, and so that's an important thing for me, because when you've got a lot of guitars, the last thing you want to do is be changing strings every 10 minutes. It gets in the way of the music, which is what I'm more interested in. And then finally, speaking as a professional touring musician, what you're really looking for in a string brand is for the brand to give a shit about you. I mean, for example, endorsement is a two-way street. There has to be give and there has to be take. And if you're expecting, help from the company, you should expect to help them. It has to be both ways. And I think as players progress and become more and more and more of a gigging musician, and then from gigging to maybe being signed or having all sorts of people around them helping out and doing things, it's key that you look at the brand that you're working with and whether or not they're going to be an asset and an ally and essentially a friend to you and your brand. Are they going to reciprocate in kind the obvious energy and promotion that you put in their direction? So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Please tell me in the comment section below. After all, it's the main conduit of tone. It's the interface between you and your guitar. It's the only consumable / disposable part of your guitar. It's the bit of your guitar that you play, and it's the only part of your guitar that really has the potential to let you down. And that's why when I tried the new Paradigm strings from Ernie Ball, I knew it was time for a change. And besides, every Paradigm string set is blessed by the Holy Unicorn and then individually knighted by the Queen of England. Why wouldn't I try them? Just on a more serious note, these are fantastic strings. And I know that a lot of you are probably going to, in the comment section below, mention another brand I've been famous for using for the last 10 years. I very rarely change my string brand. In fact, I've done it twice in my life. I started playing Dean Markleys when I was a little kid. And then I moved to Dorje for many years because for me they were great strings. They still are great strings. But I really, really like the Paradigm strings, and it was a problem for me because I had to make a big change. I don't like change, but this was a great change for me. And the Paradigm strings, I don't really care about the fact that they're really durable and they don't break. I don't really break a lot of guitar strings, but I do care that they sound absolutely ridiculously fantastic. And I do care that they feel phenomenal. And it was enough of a change for me that I jumped over to Ernie Ball. And I'm really glad that I did. So give them a try or don't. Totally up to you. Take it easy.